Good morning, everyone, and where you watching us from? This is the United Matters channel, and this is Rock and David, your usual host. It's the channel that brings you 100% Man United news. And this morning, we are into United leading Rasmus Højlund race. Obviously, a very positive story that is going to excite very many subscribers of this channel. Then, Harry Kane in the mix, Telegraph Dhaka, that is James Dhaka, United correspondent for the Telegraph, having a very huge update about Harry Kane. And then Kolo Muani has gone ahead to speak out on his admiration to play in the Premier League, and guess which Premier League team is really in for him? It's Man United, meaning that he was just so excited to be linked to Manchester United. As we are told before that, United have held talks with Rasmus Højlund and Kolo Muani. And lastly, Erik ten Hag is in need of a left attacking midfielder. Does this put Neymar into the equation to come to Man United? That's what we are going to discuss in here onto this channel. And guys, I beg you to smash the like button close to 200 times, and then don't forget to go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. Now, let's kickstart it off with Rasmus Højlund, because we are going to talk about three center forwards that United is interested in. Let's kickstart it off with Rasmus Højlund, 20-year-old Danish international. Tuto Marketoweb, originates from Italy. That's it. Via Sports Witness have told us that Man United are in the front row to sign Rasmus Højlund this summer. Contacts have intensified between the clubs in the last few hours. Atalanta need 50 million euros to sit down at the table and discuss a deal of Rasmus Højlund. Now, one thing I've gone ahead to notice is very many people who view this channel have gone ahead to make their choice of Rasmus Højlund as the first choice target that Erik ten Hag should sign as a center forward for Man United. That's it. Yet for Erik ten Hag, he's looking to sign him as a second striker, not a first striker. So it shows you how the two are really contradicting, but it's good to see to it that you've gone ahead to choose Rasmus Højlund as your first choice striker that most of you are really looking at. The same applies to me. I don't know why, but I'm having a funny feeling about Kolo Muani, Harry Kane. I don't really look at them as those strikers that are really going to go ahead and be the needful. The reason as to why I really fancy Rasmus Højlund to come in front of your leader line is he's young, willing to learn. We have one of the managers that is known in the world when it comes to really grooming young talent. If I told us going ahead to improve Aaron Wan-Bissaka, what a player he is right now, then what does it take for us to really get in Rasmus Højlund and improve him? I believe the 1.5 months we are going to be spending in the preseason in America will help Rasmus Højlund to come in through and obviously become the player that he deserves to be, because I think the Premier League season is going to start on the 6th or 5th. On the 11th or 12th of August. So if at all is going to spend with United close to 1.5 months training in the preseason, we are going to play very many games, close to 7 or 8 games. So it shows you that he's going to be so much into this team and is going to do the needful. And us leading the rest does not surprise you guys, because there are very many other teams that are really interested in him, but United is really focused on really getting in the center forward. And I think Erik ten Hag told the board and the scouts, the technical department of Man United, that let's focus so much onto the center forwards because we need them. This season we've suffered a lot because the only ideal center forward that we have that when is into the starting 11 of Man United will play better, Anton Martial, has been injury prone on and off. And after playing just 30 minutes in the game of Fulham, he found himself getting a hamstring injury, and we missed him in the finale. Trust me, if Martial is in that game, it's a different game altogether. Rashford plays wide left, Bruno wide right, and then Martial through the center, but we missed him. So Ten Hag is focusing so much on the center forward situation of Manchester United, and Rasmus Højlund comes in through as one of those players that Ten Hag has gone ahead to choose. He has video called him a lot. He wants him to be signed to his agency, you know, that manages him as a football manager. So it's really huge, and a very huge contact has been built between Rasmus Højlund and Erik Ten Hag. And as we go into the international break that is going to come in through soon, I think around 15th, that's when Denmark is going to play again. I think Eriksson is going to do his job. Eriksson has got to do his job to really sit down Rasmus Højlund and tell him, please, you come to Man United. That is Agent Eriksson. He needs to go ahead and really convince the player, and obviously tell him that I know Arsenal might come in through, Spurs might come in through, Real Madrid might come in through, Bayern Munich, name it, but stick onto your decision. Where is your heartbeat? Your heartbeat is at Man United. Please come on and enjoy the game of football at Man United. The beauty of it all is that Ten Hag has gone ahead to really promise you enough playing time. You are still young. He's going to turn you into one of the best and deadliest strikers in the world. And I think this is music to ears to Rasmus Højlund, because he is a supporter of Man United. He supports Man United and he wants to come at the club of Man United. But the big question is, where is the money? Where is the money? Because Ten Hag can go on and sign Mason Mount at £50 million, sign a striker, the first striker like at £100 million, that's £150 million. Go in for Kim Min-jae, 45 to £50 million, that's £200 million. And it said we are going to spend like £200 million. Where do we get the £50 million to pay Atalanta to get in Rasmus Højlund? That is the big question that most of us are really worried about. However much the player wants to play for us, but are we going to sign him first? If we go for him first and then Ten Hag chases for Harry Kane or any other striker, it's okay, because we will be at least one striker safe as we head into the season. So let's wait and see how stuff is going to happen at Man United as far as Rasmus Højlund is really concerned. Then we go to the correspondent of United at the Telegraph, is known as James Dakar, has confirmed to us that Harry Kane is hugely admired by Erik Ten Hag and has long been regarded as his ideal signing for Man United. He has a good relationship with Marcus Rashford, and United's return to the Champions League has strengthened their hand. Obviously, Champions League football is an attraction to Harry Kane. He knows that if at all he scored those 30 goals for Man United this season, would have found ourselves in a position of even winning more trophies and even being into the race of the Premier League. He knows that very well. That's why he fancies a move to Man United. But it's really going to be a hard ball played, and Erik Ten Hag is really trying to look otherwise, because he doesn't want to put all his eggs in the same basket. When you look at this Premier League season, we scored only 58 goals, 58 goals. And remember, we never had a center forward fit in throughout of the season, meaning that if we have a striker that can get us 30 goals in the Premier League, that means we win very many games. We add 30 goals, almost 60% of the goals we scored can be an addition to the 58 that we scored, making it close to 90 goals a season. Scoring 90 goals a season puts you into the same ilk with Man City, because Man City scored 94. If you score 94 goals a season, if you score 90 goals a season, then get off the 43, that means you are left with a goal difference of close to 40 something goals, and that really puts you into a position of competing for the trophy, because those goals that a center forward scores puts you in a position obviously doing the needful. So Ten Hag sees Harry Kane as his ideal striker, but we all know that there is a hijack being launched by Real Madrid, because Madrid have gone ahead to look at him and obviously decided to get him to the level of being their number one target as a striker to replace Karim Benzema. And Worry has to really fill you all cover you all, because Spurs really have a very good relationship with Real Madrid. And if at all you are one of those United fans that really wants Harry Kane to Manchester United, you can worry a little bit about that. If at all you are like me, who doesn't want us to sign Harry Kane, blessing these guys, we go in for the next striker available, and the rest that were available are really young. Rasmus Højlund 20, Kolo Muani 24, Goncalo Ramos 21, Dusan Vlahovic 23 years of age. So those are the set of strikers that are really available. Victor Osimhen 24 years of age. It shows you how good those are, and I think it's better for us to get in a young striker that's going to take us to the next level as the club of Man United. Now, talking about Kolo Muani, he was really talking to RMC Sport in France, and he was asked about PSG and his connections. He said, "It's flattering that PSG is behind you. Like all the other big clubs, it's not because you come from Paris region or that you grew up there that you automatically have to play for PSG. Frankly, who wouldn't dream of playing in the Premier League?" That is Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani has grown up watching the Premier League, and his desires are to play for a Premier League team. Thank God enough that United have already gone ahead to talk to him about signing him. I brought a story I think last week on Tuesday, as the United football director, that is John Matar, was in direct contact with the representatives of Kolo Muani that United really want to sign, and we're having very many options, and that's the beauty of this transfer window, and that's why I'm really excited about it, because even if it's the midfield, there are very many options. Defenders, there are very many options. Everywhere, options are really huge. Are we going to have any other summer like this? Because last summer, every position was really limited. You know, the center forwards that were available were Haaland and Darwin Núñez, proven. You know, midfield, did we even have any? You know, defenders, there are few. So by this time around, you're having 7 goalkeepers, you know, up for grabs. Melia of Leeds, there is Jan Sommer, there is David Raya is up for grabs, there is Sanchez of Brighton. You know, there are very, very many goalkeepers available. When you go to strikers, there are 10 strikers available. Central midfielders, oh my God, there are 30 that are really good, that can come and obviously compete at the level of the Premier League. So that is really something great. And Kolo Muani wants to play in the Premier League. He dreams to play in the Premier League, and he wants to come to the Premier League. And obviously, the asking price of Eintracht Frankfurt, where he plays, is 100 million euros. That is 80 million pounds. I would pay it. I would pay 80 million pounds for him, because he's young and he can get us to where we want to be. So that is Kolo Muani dreaming to play for the Premier League side. And I think the most side in the Premier League that is going to have to show a lot of interest in him is Manchester United. So that is Kolo Muani for you and his interest. Now, there is a story that really shocked me, and I slept over it, and I said in the morning I'm going to come up here and obviously talk about it with my fellow subscribers of United Matters channel. James Daka, a correspondent of United, has gone ahead and retold us that Manchester United's interest in signing a left winger is slightly surprising, but Erik ten Hag wants more depth in that area of the pitch. Now, when you look at the club of Man United, we have very many left forwards. What has really forced Erik ten Hag to call in for another left forward? Rashford, Garnacho, Anton Martial, and Jadon Sancho. You understand? You know, those are 4 players that can play into that position. That takes us into an ocean of questions whose answers we are going to just guess and see whether they are right. Now, is Erik ten Hag considering Marcus Rashford as one of the strikers he's going to be using next season? Is he going to use Rashford sparingly as a left forward and sparingly as a center forward? That's a huge question. Secondly, are the links of Neymar to Man United real? Because Neymar is a left winger. We know him. He's a left forward. So, are the links of Neymar to Man United real? Because if you are really considering left forwards and there is a world-class left forward who is up for grabs on a loan, like Neymar, you can go in for him. Thirdly, another question, is Erik ten Hag going to sell Anton Martial and Jadon Sancho? Because those are the two left forwards that we have apart from Garnacho and Marcus Rashford, So let's wait and see what that is going to be like in the transfer window, because more is yet to come. But a left winger is being looked at by Erik ten Hag, and it looks like he wants to get in them as up. So guys, your thoughts on United leading Rasmus Højlund race are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts about Harry Kane to Man United. Do you think we'll win the race? Because Ten Hag is lined on getting this 30-year-old English international, that is Harry Kane. What do you make about Kolo Muani's statement that who wouldn't like to be playing in the Premier League? So he's so much attracted to the Premier League, and do you think United will get this deal out of the way with the likes of Bayern Munich coming in through to get or convince him to sign a contract for them? And lastly, a left winger. It's up to you. Tell me your thoughts why Erik ten Hag is interested in a left winger. Good morning. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, my Muslim subscribers and viewers. May Allah bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you in the next 2 or 3 hours from now.